What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on College Football 26. Today, we have an off-season episode, but that's not what I want to talk about. We had a national championship game in the last video, and what do you think happened? Do you think we won our third national title in 4 years? Or do you think we blew up in spectacular fashion and nobody could look away? I I hate to admit it was the latter. We looked awful in that game and we got crushed 40 to 28 by Miami. So now for 2 straight years, we have not won a national championship. At least this year we played for it. Last year we didn't get out of the semifinals. So I don't know what the problem is with this team. Bryce Underwood did not look very good. The defense looked just abysmal. Miami looked like a whole different team. Like they looked like they were a Division 1 program and we were a Division 5 program. That's the kind of competition level we were at. For some strange reason, it was embarrassing. And now we have to recruit what we've lost and try to bounce back. I don't know if we can because we're losing so much talent. Bryce Underwood is gone. He's a senior. He's out of here. He's going to the league. Hopefully, Bo Jackson returns. He's a junior redshirt. There's a chance. I mean, he's the Heisman Trophy winner. There's a chance he goes to the NFL. I don't know what this team's going to look like after this portal and after this offseason. I guess that's what we have this video to figure out. So if you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me get to that mark, make sure you hit that subscribe button, join the Juice Club. Let's go get this offseason out of the way because I am nervous. So here we are. It is the national championship week. I was too upset, too distraught after losing that game. I just completely quit it out of the menu and after I saved. I did not even advance the week. So let's do that right now. Let's get to the off season. See the end of season recap. Unfortunately, yeah, we get some XP level up. Woo! I don't care. Losing the national championship the way that we did is just brutal. Jordan Robinson is the player of the week in the SEC. I could not care less. Joseph Vildor, he had a great game, but it didn't result in a national championship. So, sucks to suck, I guess. Here is the end of season recap. Here's the thing. So, there's unfortunately 2 national titles that we have, and then 2 straight national titles that we don't have. Very upsetting. Very, very upsetting. We didn't get it done. We took a look at All Americans, I'm pretty sure, right? We already looked at all this. Yeah, we looked at all that. And then did we look at final season stats? Let's take a look at final season stats before we before we simulate. So Bryce Underwood finishes the year after every game has been played. He finishes with 3,600 yards, 36 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That's a great year. It's a great, great year. Rushing numbers, Bo Jackson, we know what he put up. He won the Heisman. He had 1,700 yards, 33 touchdowns on the ground. Fantastic season. Arguably a better year than DJ Braswell had last year. Felix Courtney, 1,300 yards on the ground, 10 touchdowns. He will be our starting quarterback next year. As far as right now it goes. I mean, who knows after the portal what the quarterback room looks like, but as of right now, Felix Courtney is our quarterback. So we'll see where that goes. Receiving numbers, Joseph Vildor did end up getting over 1,000 yards. He's such a monster. I love him so much. I'm so happy he chose to come play for us because he's so good. Just so good. Excuse me, the rest of the guys are pretty solid. Everybody had a good season, but Vildor was fantastic. And then defensively, 99 tackles for Cortez Boykins. Man, bumping up his speed in the offseason really helped him. Joshua Wood puts up phenomenal numbers. I hope he doesn't go to the draft. Please don't leave me. Enrique Kiernan was fantastic as well. Jalen Brown was great. He is going to leave. He's a senior. I hope Jordan Robinson comes back for another season. Okoronkwo, this is the last time we'll see him. Interception numbers, 2 interceptions for Robinson, Hunter, and Boykins. A few interceptions for each of the other guys. Defensively, kicking-wise, I missed 3 field goals this year. Not a shock. I didn't miss a single extra point, though. That's good. And then we punted the ball 7 times. 2 kick return touchdowns for Coatney. That was pretty sick both times. But I do want to take a look at career numbers for some of our seniors. So we've got career numbers for Bryce Underwood: 13,000 yards for Bryce Underwood in his career, 114 touchdowns to 37 interceptions. Aaron Nolan will graduate as well. He never played for me, unfortunately. He got in spot time. I wanted to let him go into the portal last year, but I did the persuasion chance and he just came back. It wasn't I wasn't even trying to bring him back. He chose to come back, so it's on him. It's on him, but he will leave us as well. So our quarterback room is going to be pretty thin. It's going to be just Chester and Coatney. But these are great career numbers for Underwood. On the ground, he's got 2,000 career rushing yards with 28 touchdowns. Bo Jackson's got 2,000 career rushing yards with 38 touchdowns. That could be up close to 3,000 yards and probably like 50 or 60 touchdowns if he comes back next year. And then Coatney puts up good rushing numbers as well. Receiving, Vildor's going to have a great career here. Probably not to the level of Nick Harbor, but still have a great career. Ty Roop has been great. Lincoln Cure's been fantastic. I wish he was coming back for another season. He's been a great tight end for us. We've really had really good tight ends. Dorian Fleming was a great tight end, and then now Lincoln Cure has been a fantastic tight end. And then defensively, Jordan Robinson might finish his career with 197 tackles, or he could come back. There's a good chance that Cortez Boykins has the career lead in tackles. That's kind of crazy. Tackle for loss leader right now is Joshua Wood with 47 career tackles. Jalen Brown will finish his career with 60 and a half sacks and 39 tackles for loss. Some good numbers. Okoronkwo has some good numbers. Sack leader is Joshua Wood, obviously. Interception leader is so far Jordan Robinson, which is kind of crazy that our corners don't have more picks, but we just don't get interceptions that much. We get a few. I mean, a couple of these guys have two in their career, but we just don't get a lot of interceptions, kind of crazily. So those are the career numbers. Are they going to register Bryce Underwood as the career passing leader in South Carolina history? They should, right? I think he's got more than whoever's there. Yeah, he's got way more than Todd Ellis does. So we'll see if they register, if they update these numbers and give Bryce Underwood the career passing numbers in South Carolina history. I know he only had 2 seasons here, but that should still count. Let's move on, though. We have 48 skill points, so that's going to help us out. Let's move on, get this offseason started, because I am nervous. I'm more nervous than ever to see what this roster is going to look like. Joseph Vildor. Oh, God. Joseph Vildor is going to the NFL draft as a projected round 1 talent. So is Devontae Wilkes. So is John Wells. So is Joshua Wood. And Zach Crothers wants to transfer for playing time. I might keep him because since Coatney's going back to quarterback, Crothers might have a chance to play. So we'll figure out what we want to do there. Oh my God, this is worst case scenario. This is worst case scenario. I need to know, do I have a chance to persuade a receiver? Do I even have that ability? Is it in this thing? No, this is all coaching. No! Program Builder, I don't have it. How much does it cost for Program Builder? It costs 30. Oh no. No, 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 no. Joseph Vildor's leaving? I don't have enough skill points. I have 48 skill points. I'd have to buy the entire program builder for 30. That would leave me with 18 points left. I wouldn't be able to buy the first round skills. Oh, this is all kinds of bad. This is all kinds of bad. I might as well pay it forward and get wide receiver XP for when they're drafted, because Vildor's obviously getting drafted. But do I save these extra points to buy Program Builder, or do I get more XP for guys that are going to get drafted? Because we're going to have a lot of offensive linemen drafted. So do I go into that? Because if I do that, then I won't have enough to buy Program Builder, and we can't even get started on that. So I cannot believe that Joseph Vildor wants to go to the NFL. I know you're going to be a first-round talent. I know, but don't leave me. Do I buy Program Builder? Because if I buy Program Builder, I'll have 6 left. That's not even enough to buy anything, so it's not even really worth it at that point. I might as well try to get the XP. So let's buy the offensive lineman XP. We can get when they're drafted. We know that they're going to get drafted. We might as well buy some linebacker XP because we know that they're going to get drafted, and probably D lineman XP as well. So the good news was I didn't see Bo Jackson on there, so that's positive. So all of our defense, our positions, most of our positions are going to get bonus XP when these guys get drafted. You got to be kidding me, though. Joseph, no. Okay, so let me take a look at the roster first for running back because it's going to determine whether Zach Crothers comes back or not. So Bo Jackson will still be here. We will have Coatney back at quarterback. So that'll leave Iheanacho, Thrash, Crothers, Damian Chosen, and Jacquez Wing. And that's not even considering possible transfer running backs that might come in. I don't know if I'll go too heavy on transfer running back. I may tell Zach Crothers he can't transfer. That's probably what I'm going to do. Because he's probably going to get some decent playing time as the number 2 running back. Oh, okay. I'll try to bring these guys back. Persuade Devontae Wilkes, he's not coming back. Persuade John Wells, he's not coming back. Persuade Joshua Wood, don't leave me, Joshua, please. Oh, God. Joshua Wood's going to the NFL. Joseph, please. Joseph, if anybody, if I could ever pray to any God out there, do not let me lose Joseph Vildor. Please, Joseph. Oh, no. Joseph Vildor is leaving for the NFL draft. No. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm actually gonna cry. Okay, let me go and get Zach Crothers back. If you're not familiar with how to do this, you just go over to league settings. You go all the way down to user player transfer chance, and then you just drop this all the way down to 0. And then you go back in and you get them back, because it'll bring it up to a guaranteed sway, and then you just persuade them back. They will come back, and then you just go back and put it back to where it was, which is at 55, I think, right? So, oh, I can't believe this. I cannot believe that Joseph Vildor and Joshua Wood are leaving. At least not Bo Jackson. If it would have been the trifecta, if Bo Jackson would have been on there, I would have been even more in shambles than I already am. But let's go see all the other graduates that are leaving. So Aaron Nolan's graduating, and Bryce Underwood not projected in the draft? That seems wrong. Bryce Underwood is a quarterback that can play in the NFL. But Aaron Nolan probably not. Zach Crothers is coming back. We know that. God, Vildor's leaving. So is Jeremiah Queen. Why, Joseph? Why? You're a sophomore redshirt. Lincoln Cure's going to the draft. Devontae Wilkes, we couldn't persuade. He's going to the draft. Blake Frank, so I honestly don't even remember having on the team. He's leaving for graduation. Marquise Easley, I do remember him. He was a transfer, I'm pretty sure. He's graduating. And then John Wells going to the draft as a sophomore, too. God, we are so good that we're losing so many people so early. Chris Foreman's graduating. He's been here since day one. He's been a good player. Jalen Brown, he's graduating, not going to the draft. Joshua Wood, unfortunately. DeJuan Bell's graduating. Justin Okoronkwo is graduating. We knew that. Jay Lewis Solomon and Kelvin Hunter are graduating. And then David Busey is graduating. Mason Love, the punter, is graduating. But Joseph Vildor, man, why? Why, Joseph? Why do you do this to me? Oh, all right, well, I guess we got to find out who's going to go, like, where they go in the draft. So let's simulate to that. Let's see the draft results and see, unfortunately, we get to watch Joseph Vildor walk out the door officially. So let's go to the draft results. We have a few players drafted at least. No Bryce Underwood, though, which is really strange to me. I feel like he should have been at least like a 5th or a 6th round pick or something. Maybe he'll get onto a team in undrafted free agency, like get onto a camp. But Joseph Vildor does make it as a 1st round talent, maybe 1st overall. You never know. Devontae Wilkes and John Wells are both 1st round picks. Joshua Wood ends up being a 2nd round pick, and then Lincoln Cure ends up being a 4th round pick. So that's going to do some really good stuff for our pro potential, which is already pretty good, to be fair. And it's also going to give us some big XP to offensive linemen, to wide receivers, to stuff like that. So that is our draft for this year. Well, that's the players that we sent to the draft. But now it's time for the portal. And there's one guy, as you might remember, our draft class is really stacked this year. If we go to top classes, as of right now, without even touching the portal, we have 9 5 stars, 4 4 stars and 2 3 stars, which is good for the third best class in the country. And that's only because we only have 15 guys in the class. If we're when we finish this class out, I'm assuming we're going to be number 1 overall. But we still have a chance for 2 extra 5 stars, Lloyd Wells and Josh Creed. So that's pretty good. And then we have some extra 4 stars that we can bring in, but we haven't touched the portal. And there's one guy in the portal that I'm very curious to see if he's actually going to be in it or not. And that is Otis Major, former South Carolina wide receiver that left in the very first season he could, in year number 2, I guess that would be, because we recruited him year number 1. Then he was here for that year number 2, and then year number two's off season, he left. I don't think he's going to be here, but I would love if he was. I would think he'd be the number 1 player in the class, but I don't know. He's a wide receiver. Is he going to be in here? Otis, Ryan Day? Oh, Ramon Day. I guess we could search by Mississippi State. I doubt he's in here. I don't think I think he'd be high up on this list if he was, but because he's turned himself into quite the player. But let's just search by Mississippi State players and see if there's any even in here. There's no Mississippi State wide receivers in here, so he's not in here. Okay, I just wanted to know because I wanted to bring him back for his final year if he was going to be in here, but he's not in here, so that's good to know. One thing I am curious about though is quarterbacks. There is a right tackle. The number 1 player in the portal is interested in us, which is a right tackle, which we're not necessarily that big of a need on, but I'd take it. This guy doesn't want to come play for me. That's okay. Neither do you. Neither do you. But Juan Irvin does. I'll take that. Brandon Stevens is a wide receiver from Tulane who's a true sophomore. That could be, or a transfer sophomore. That could be pretty solid. We'll bring us a free safety in here. There's another pocket passing quarterback. I'm not really in the market for pocket passing quarterbacks. I'm more so in the market for pure runners like Ty Hawkins. Okay. I don't need to bring a quarterback in, but I will not be opposed to bringing a quarterback in. I'll say that much. Ooh, the number 1 D tackle in the portal Eric Small wants to come play for me, and he's a transfer sophomore, which will help out. Outside linebackers, there's not a lot of good ones that are interested in us, unfortunately. I'll add a couple of the younger ones. These 2 guys are transfer sophomores. We'll add some of those guys to the list. And then we need to add like a tight end to the board because we lost Lincoln Cure, so hopefully he's a good tight end. Tony Boyette is a pure blocker, but Randall Charles is a vertical threat, and he's a freshman, so that's huge. We'll add him to the portal for sure, to the board for sure. And then strong safety, we could use one. I don't think there's going to be much difference between these guys and the guy that's interested in it, although he's a transfer junior. Does that really matter that much? You know what? Let me take a look at my roster real quick, especially the defense. Let me take a look and see what we're working with here. I'm still so sad that Joseph left. So strong safety, we've got Cortez Boykins who's back. We've got Kerry Butts. We've got Sidney Clemens. So if we bring in another strong safety, we'd have 4. We're losing Busey or Bussy. Okay, so maybe it wants me to get a free safety? Because we're pretty decent on safety depth. Did we bring anybody in the recruiting class, like the freshmen? We have we have a bunch of corners. We have Ramsey as a free safety, so we don't really even need a strong safety. I think we're pretty good there. We're gonna be fine. I know it's telling me that we need one, but I don't think we need one. I think we're gonna be good. We can look at just any state top prospects and see if there's anybody else that I want to add to this board. We probably don't need to because we have a full board already, but maybe there's gonna be somebody here. Is that Jershawn Newton, the isn't that the big defensive tackle for the Commanders? Isn't that his name? Dijon Lee. That's a kind of crazy name. I like that. I should probably check to see if there's any Ohio State players before we get too deep into this. Just to see. Maybe there could be. Was that Ryan Williams? No, it's not right. It's Ricky Williams, the running back. What was that guy? Ezekiel Chamberlain, okay. Show me the Buckeyes. Troy Aikman? Tommy Aikman. Columbus. So Julius Columbus. He's not a Buckeye, but he's got the name. Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana. A lot of Indiana players. Man, they must have had a bad season. Their whole team's transferring. That's crazy. That is crazy. LSU players leaving. Louisville players leaving. Where are the Bucks? So here's all the Mississippi State players, but like we said, we don't see the main guy we're looking for. Yeah, he's not in here. I didn't think he was, but you never know. I mean, he's transferred 3 times already, so why wouldn't he transfer one extra time? All right, Buckeye players. You've got a quarterback transferring. He's a 4-star dual threat freshman, but he doesn't want to come play for me. Why not? I don't know. He's locked me out. That sucks. That'd be a pretty good play to have. We are going after. So they're losing 2 quarterbacks. Actually, that's kind of crazy. They got a couple receivers. They got another quarter. Their entire quarterback room is transferring. That's kind of insane. That is kind of insane. Okay, so now that we took a look at the Buckeyes, let's go back to the top of the board and add probably one more person to this list. It may probably be somebody like an edge rusher, or we already have enough corners. Do we need another corner? We might need another corner. We could use another guard, actually. We have a bunch of corners, don't we? Shamari Earls, he's a real guy, I think, isn't he? I'll add another corner to the list, but I think we're already good because we're bringing in some freshman corners. We've got like 2 freshman corners. Yeah, both of them are 5 stars. I think we're good on guard, though. I don't think we need another guard. I'll take off. Actually, you know what? I might need another guard. You know, you can always have good guard depth. So I will take off. Who do I take off here? I'm not sure. I kind of want to keep all these guys. Are we going to be good on guard? Yeah, we're going to be fine on guard. I don't need to add another guard. Okay, so now that we have our board filled out, I'm going to spend these 1,500 points, put them on all these guys, scout them up for scholarships, do all that kind of stuff, and we will see where we are after that, and we can start simulating the recruiting battles and figure out if we're actually going to get these extra 5 stars or not. Okay, so I have spread out the points. I still have 5 hours left, but I think I've offered everybody a scholarship that I can, so I don't really need the extra 5 hours. I guess I can put them on somebody. Can I put them on somebody? No, I think I have 50 hours on everybody, so yeah. So we just don't need to use those 5 hours. That's totally fine. But I've got my things going. I'm going after the 2 5-star guys. I've already got them on visits. I've got Bulaga on a complimentary with Josh Creed, so hopefully that'll help out. But once we get more hours back, I'll obviously schedule some more visits. But that's where we are after that first batch of hours we had. Let's simulate to week number 2 and see where we stand with most of those guys. Are we going to be in a good position for them? I don't know. It looks like we have jumped in the lead for Josh Creed, and that's a good sign because he's the one that's coming on campus in week 2 with Tremaine Balaga. So that is a pretty good sign. This recruiting class is going to be loaded, but it's also going to be full of talent. Ooh, Miami scheduled me. They scheduled week 2. He might commit to Miami after that. So we might not get Lloyd Wells. I didn't think about that. I kind of just thought we'd get him. That's kind of sucky. That is kind of sucky. Lloyd Brink, we're gonna have to start hard selling, I think. I didn't hard sell him initially because I there was 2 different options. I didn't know which one it was gonna be. I didn't want to choose the wrong one. So now we know what it's gonna be. We can't get him on a week 2 or a week 3. So it looks like just a week 4 is all we can do. That's not great. He's probably gonna commit to Louisville. That is not ideal. Garrison Forsett. We can't get him on a week 2 or week. Man, I should have scheduled these visits earlier. I didn't think about it though. I mean, I knew that we probably should have scheduled the visits, but I thought we'd be fine waiting a little bit. I was wrong clearly. Wow, that's a lot of influence from those guys. Yeah, Airy might be gone. That is a lot of influence. I hope he likes conference prestige. I don't even know if he does. I guessed it. We don't even know if he does. We don't know really anything about Juan Irvin. Braden Stevens. We can get him on a complimentary. What's he like? He likes coach prestige. Good thing we have really good coach prestige. We can schedule you on a week 4. You like pro potential. Our pro potential is really good for free safeties, so that is solid. Nicholas Stump, we can't really do much with yet. Marcus Harris. Still got a couple open spots for him. How are we looking on Shamari Earls? Shamari Earls, we are not gaining any ground on. He actually looks pretty good, too. He's got a lot of good speed, 95 speed, 96 excel, good zone coverage. He looks like a really good player, so I kind of want him, but I don't know if we're going to be able to even get in that race. It might be a little too tricky. Bobby Gammon. Do we get any complimentaries? We get one complimentary in week 4. We'll have to try that. Ty Hawkins. Ty Hawkins, I scouted, looks like a really solid player with 96 throw power, 85 speed. We can work with that. It's not like anything special, but we can definitely work with that. All right, I'm probably going to leave this where it is. I know we have 255 hours unused. Unfortunately, we're probably going to lose Lloyd Wells, which really does suck. I didn't think Miami would outsmart me like that, if I'm being honest. I did not think that they would outsmart me like that. We might be able to jump in the race for Shamari Earls if I switch to a hard sell now. I can't. Never mind. I was going to say we might be able to jump in, but that looks a little tough. We might not be able to get into that. We're going to simulate to week 3. We should be able to, once we simulate this, we should be able to see the one offensive lineman commit. And here he is probably. Yeah, here he is. Josh Creed commits. Tremaine Balaga. No Garrison Forsett. No Tremaine Balaga, really. And there is Lloyd Wells going to Miami. I knew he was going to. That hurts. Miami just, they outsmarted me there. We do bring in 10 5-stars, though. 10 5-stars is pretty crazy. But we could have had 11. But I got outsmarted by Miami. So kudos to them. I shouldn't take them off the board. We have a complimentary. Whoops. That's okay. I got outsmarted by a CPU. Is anybody really that shocked? All right, so now that we've gotten down, I'm surprised Bulaga didn't commit. This Lloyd Brink one is not looking good. We might not get him. Malachi Walters is going to come here. Yusuf is going to come here. Ari, I don't think is coming here. We did free up that week 3 spot, though, I guess. So I can schedule him for a visit. He likes championship contender. We are a championship contending team. Penn State's got insane motion with Juan Irvin. Stumpf. I don't really want to schedule for a visit because I don't know how good he is. How are we doing on Shamari Earls? He locked us out. Yeah, that makes sense. He's a really good player, but he locked us out. All right, so we do still need to bring in a tight end. So I will go and look for another one. What kind of tight ends are we working with here? Coco Jones. We've got Morgan Lamp. Here possession. Ronnie Walters is a junior, so he'd be a senior. I'm looking for somebody with a little bit of a chance to develop. Maybe like a Dennis Gastineau. That could be something we work with. So we'll add him to the board, and we need to add another defensive tackle, looks like. We've already got Small coming on. There's Julius Columbus that we looked at earlier. Kevin Otis, or Oates. No, Otis. I'm looking for guys basically that we can develop a little bit more and not just coming in for one season. It's kind of like a mercenary. Like Malik Riggins, he's a sophomore, so he'll be a junior. We can work with that a little bit. Dennis Gastineau, do you have talent? 82 speed? I don't necessarily like that. Ooh, I don't mind Malik Riggins, though. I'll offer you a scholarship. And I'll toss a 50 piece on you. But Dennis Gastineau, I'm not really vibing with that. We might just turn a wide receiver into a tight end. I guess that's always an option. But I'm not really into 82 speed. Keenan Strong at quarterback is intriguing. He's a freshman. I got to scout him just to know if he's fast. He's a dual threat. There's a chance he could have some speed. I got to know. I gots to know. So let me go by wide receiver and search by the height. Who's the tallest in the portal? Excuse me. So we got a couple of 6'5" guys. Jalen Stoke is an option. Ramon Ojabo. Trey Ringo. Trey Ringo's 6'5", 191. He's not the biggest dude, like weight-wise. Let me add Ramon Ojabo and see if he's got more speed. If he's got more speed than 82, we can work with that. He's got exactly 82. Of course he does. Keenan Strong, what are you working with? 76 speed. Oh, okay. I had to know. I had to know. And a Jabo. I mean, these are decent stats. And at tight end, 82 speed's not horrible. You know what? These are decent stats. I can work with Ramona Jabo. I can work with that. Okay, so where are we at right now? Where are we at right now? We probably got to get some more guys on visits. I don't know if we can though. We probably run out of space. I don't even know if there's anything else we can do. I've offered the hard sell on most people except for you, but I can't offer the hard sell on you because I don't know what you are, and plus I have a D plus on that, so we might just have to give up on that one. The Ari one might just be a done deal. Juan Irvin, we know he likes playing style. I think there's more than one option for that though. If we go to the hard sell, there's this one which is gamer. There's this one which is standard bearer. Yeah, there's too many options. There's too many choices. It could be any of them, and it doesn't give me any hints from his deal breaker, so it's too risky to try to figure out what that is. I think we're just gonna keep these guys on the board and see what happens. We'll go to the final week of recruiting. We should be able to get some extra guys committed after this week, I would think. We got a couple guys that were pretty close. We do get Tremaine Balaga. We get Tobias Youssef. Okay, so two more guys, both freshmen, I think, right? Yeah, I think those guys are freshmen. Nicholas Stump chose another school. I think I just saw Juan Irvin chose Penn State, which is kind of annoying. But there wasn't really much else I could do. So Youssef has committed to the school. Yeah, Juan Irvin chose Penn State. Nicholas Stump locked us out. Harris chose Washington. Hawkins chose Texas. Okay. We're doing fine. We are the number one class in the country. We brought in 19 players, and 10 of them are 5 stars, which is kind of insane to think about. I don't think this was a great portal this year, if I'm being honest. That's a ton of influence, by the way. That visit killed. Ari had a crazy good visit. That's kind of insane, actually. Brandon Stevens, I don't think there's anything else I could... Oh, I guess I could sell. Maybe pull a last-second hard sell and see if I can sway him. Change his mind. It's probably going to be Status Seeker, is it not? Could also be Coach Connection, but it's never Coach Connection, is it? At least it very rarely. I'm going to try Status Seeker. That's our last, like, Hail Mary chance to get Brandon Stevens, but he's probably just going to go to Georgia, especially because he's on campus this week to Georgia, so we're not going to get him, most likely. But there are a couple guys that we can grab, and to be fair, we already have a good wide receiver room, and we're already bringing in a couple wide receivers in high school, or at least one we're bringing in. And then there might be another athlete. Yeah, Cade. Oh no, he's a quarterback. I think there's another athlete in here that's a wide receiver, so we should be fine there. Maybe not. I don't know, but we should be good. We should be good. So I think I'm just gonna let it sim and let the cards fall where they may. I think we're good. We're not gonna have enough time to get him. We're pretty good on offensive line, I think. Is there anybody I'm in the lead for that I can just offer a scholarship and get immediately? Emeka Umenyoria. I need to scout him and see how good he is. Skylar Lewis is a wide receiver speedster. Oh, these are all... we're in second place for them. You know what? I'll look at that last wide receiver and see if he's anything. He's 5'7". Does he have the speed? Emeka Umenyoria. 87 speed. 95 spec catch. Silver cutter and silver layout. This guy's kind of a freak. He's a great route. Oh my god, he's actually a really good route runner. Okay. Emeka Umenyoria, even though he doesn't have the speed, we might be able to swoop in last second and grab another pretty solid wide receiver. We'll see what happens with him. But I'm going to let the cards play out. I'm going to see what happens. We already have a solid recruiting class without these next guys that commit, so we're pretty good there. But let's see the final guys. Malachi Walters commits. We get Joe Cool. Lloyd Brink. We get Quan Hicks. We get Sateki Tuipiloto. We get Malik Riggins. That was a good pickup late in the portal. Ramona Jabo commits. There's Emeka Umenyoria. Ooh, but crucially, no from Ari. Stevens, Eric Small, and Bobby Gammon all chose other schools. Okay. So we missed out on a few guys that we might have wanted, but I think all in all, it's still a really good recruiting class. We'll take a look at the official. Oops. We'll take a look at the official class here in a second. Let's take away all these guys. Clean up the board a little bit. Okay, so our total is 27. That's a really good class. That's a big, thick class. We are number one in the country. 10 5 stars, 8 4 stars, 9 3 stars. That is a home run of a class. Now let's take a look at the dev traits of everybody. So we already looked at these guys when it had early national signing, but just to refresh your memory, Martin Baguette, and yes, I'm going to call him Baguette or Baguette, whatever one I want to call him. He's impact. Impact for Yosefa Pena. Elite for Joe Kuehl, who we just got in the portal. I sorted this by national rank, so that's why he's up there. Josh Flanagan has normal. Matthias Dykes has impact. Elite for Josh Creed, the freshman 5-star right tackle or left tackle that we just got. Rashad Wells has impact. Star for Maurice Brittingham. Normal for Frederick Boggs. Star for Clayton McMichael. Star for Storm Dubois. And for Tavon Kilgo. Impact for Sergio Eakin. Impact for Alonzo Matty. Normal for Lloyd Brink. Tuyi Peloto has star, which is pretty cool. He's only 3-star. That's pretty nice. Impact for Garrison Forsett and for Quan Hicks and for Tobias Youssef. Normal for Ramona Jabo. And for, I was hoping with these ratings he would have a little bit more than normal, but Emeka Imaniora has normal. And so does Cade Fusaro. We knew that already. Malik Riggins has normal. Impact for DeAndre Ramsey. Elite for Trumaine Bulaga. Now we're talking. I hope his skill caps are not bad. Malachi Walters has impact and impact for Ezekiel Roos. But Trumaine Bulaga having elite dev is kind of a pull. That's insane. Okay, so before I forget, let's make sure that we can turn Felix Coatney back to a quarterback, or that would be really awkward. So Felix Coatney, he's coming back to quarterback land. Welcome back, Felix. And he will be our starting quarterback, most likely. Yeah, out of everybody here, I don't see why he wouldn't be. So at running back, we've got Zach Crothers, who hopefully will have some good skill points to upgrade. He should be able to pass all three of these guys, although Storm Dubois coming in with a 77 is pretty nice. Are any of these guys better at other positions? Not really. David Thrash. I got to give credit to Thrash and Iheanacho. They've been here for a while. They've been here since we got them, and they haven't complained. We did get lucky that their deal breakers are not bad, though, I guess, technically. Zach Crothers, he's not good at anything. Okay, I just want to check to give up some free playing time, see if anybody was better at another position. So our wide receiver room looks a little bit worse without the addition of what's his name? I already forgot his name. Joseph Vildor, that's what his name is. But it looks like Jorvonte Springs, at least initially, is going to be the number one. Maybe Ben Reed passes him. Devontae Weeks hopefully gets a good upgrade in the offseason. Ramon Ojabo comes in immediately as a 79. Well, he's a senior, but still immediately he's a 79. He's already up there. Umanior is a 77. Okay. But we're missing that absolute monster. We're missing that freak athlete wide receiver. I don't see him on here right now. Vildor was kind of that guy. So at tight end, we've got some good options at tight end. Nobody that looks like crazy good, but Tyrese Rawls is probably going to be my main guy because he's got that speed. That'll help him out. So we'll see how that plays out. On the offensive line, we've got the former number one player in the country, Greg McElroy, and Josh Creed. This left tackle spot is loaded for the future. 2 huge 5-star prospects, plus Creed has elite dev, and Tanner Smith is going to graduate after this year. The guard spot is a little thin. I can see what they were talking about, but we have a lot of right guards, so I guess we can just move a couple over to left. So let's just take Tobias Youssef and swap. He could be a 79 overall tight end. That's kind of cool. Swap him over to left guard, and then swap Ezekiel Roos over to left guard. And then we have a little bit more evened out stuff here. So we're good there. Center is good. Right guard is good. Right tackle is really good because Lyle Garrett's a great tackle, and then Dennis Callis is a great player as well. We've recruited tackle very well in this series. Enrique Kieran and Yosefa Moreau are both elite dev, which is kind of funny. They're both going to kill it in training. I just know it. And then the right, oh my God, we have so many right edge guys. Let's move some guys over. So Let's move Flanagan over to the left edge. Let's move probably some of these guys as well. All these guys are normal dev, which is kind of crazy. Let's move Terrence Arnaud over to left edge. Just so we don't have so many different right edge. I didn't realize I was recruiting so many right edge guys and not enough left edge. Let's just swap some of them over to the other side so that they are a little bit more balanced. All right, that's a little bit better. That was kind of crazy. D tackle we're pretty good at. We've got Basley, we've got Tommy Berlin. Niles Burrell's a great player. I'm excited about Malik Riggins coming in, but he's only a junior, so we'll see what happens there. Losing Joshua Wood is going to hurt us a little bit, but I think these two guys can get it done for now. Sam linebacker Jordan Robinson comes back. Okan Lawan's here. He's going to be fine. Jeff Klein's good. And then Tavon Kilgo probably takes a red shirt this year. Kevin Lavrone, he's developing great. Frederick Boggs probably takes a red shirt. Jameson Willett. Tui Peloto comes in as a pretty solid player. Quan Hicks. Good depth. We got good depth. At corner, BJ Earl's back. Solomon Coles is senior. Marquez Provo. Alex Mechie. The speed is here because Vi Harrison's got 95 speed. I hope he takes some skill points because he could definitely play with that speed. That's for sure. That is for sure. But the cornerback room looks pretty solid. It's nothing crazy. There's Martine Bagette, who is a freshman at 78 overall already. At free safety, we brought in a lot of free safeties. We brought in Kuehl. We brought in DeAndre Ramsey. And Kuehl's going to start right away. And then Cortez Boykins. I'm hoping he has a good... I'm hoping he has a good thing. We got Cedric Brown at punter. That's pretty good. And then here are the last two guys we need to change the position for. So Cade Fusaro, I think, is a quarterback, right? He is a quarterback. So we'll just give him quarterback. Why not? And then Yusefim Pena, I think, is a wide receiver. Is the offensive line? Ooh, he's defensive line. Is his best spot. You know what? I'll give him defensive tackle. He's 6'4", 287. That's a little thin for a defensive tackle, but in college, I think you can get away with that. And Yusefa Pena immediately comes in and is a quality defensive tackle. We'll probably give him a red shirt this year, but we'll see what happens. So I wonder what happens if you don't change the position of those guys when you simulate past it. I wonder if that if they just get off your roster, where do they go? I've never done that. Never seen what happens. But I think we got a pretty solid team this year. And we have unlocked something. Oh, no, it's Cortez Boykins. Oh, Cortez Boykins is really coming on. He's really coming on. I'm excited to see these training results, though. What kind of skill points are we working with here? So, Felix Coatney has 33. Eric Chester has 20. Okay, we can work with that. Bo has 36. Crothers has 51. That's a good sign. That probably gets him to be the backup running back, which is what I was trying to get him to do anyway. Wide receiver, 44 for Javonte Springs, 76 for Ben Reed. I forgot he was the lead dev. All right, so Ben Reed's going to be our number one receiver this year. And I was saying we don't have a elite wide receiver. Well, we might have one now. Devontae Weeks gets 46 skill points. I will upgrade all these guys off camera, obviously, before we start the next episode. Alan Wilbur pulls up 89 skill points. That'll be useful. 33 for Tyroot, 45 for Tyrese Rolls. Show me some freak. Jalen Flint, that's definitely freaky. 74 for a star dev tackle. We've recruited tackles so well. 67 for Hardy Watts. 61 for Walter Bartell. He's probably going to start with that kind of skill points. 40 for Jamal Lyles. Lyle Garrett is 49. 65 for Callis. Enrique Kiernan puts up 67. Moreau puts up 61. Yeah, those two guys are going to be freaks. 45 for McKee. All right, nobody amazing on the right edge, but we've got Moreau and Kieran. We don't need to worry about that. 45 for Basley, 39 for Berlin. I'm a little disappointed it's that low, but he's got impact. 30 for Jordan Robinson, 38 for Okanlawan, 34 for Kevin Lavrone, 38 for Willett, 40 for Tui Peloto, 52 for BJ Earl. That's huge. He's going to get even better than he already is. Cole's 36. Some good ones for the corners. 66 for Kwabena Couteau is crazy. 52 for Joel Kuehl. Cortez Boykins ends up getting 46. He's just dominating. We raised his speed. He was like 82 speed. We give him that speed boost, and he's just killed it ever since. Sidney Clemens is trying to follow suit, but Cortez Boykins just so much better. All right, those are some kind of killer skill points, and I will upgrade Felix Courtney on camera just so you can see it. His skill caps are not bad. We can almost max out his accuracy, and you know what? I'm going to go into that just to get his accuracy up a little bit better, so we're working with good accuracies. His throw power is at 92. That's pretty solid. His speed is 89. I would like to get that up a little bit more, so we only have 3 skill points left. I can't spend any more. So he's a 91 overall. He's going to be our starting quarterback this year. We can definitely play with that. That's definitely something we can work with. Eric Chester. I don't think there's really much you got for me, do you? His power, his throw power can only be an 83. That kind of hurts him. That kind of hurts him. I will bump up his accuracies just to make him serviceable if we have to have him come in. I don't really want him to come in, but his 83 throw power is pretty rough. It's pretty rough. We'll upgrade Bo Jackson too, just so you can see Bo get upgraded. All right, Bo, your final season. You're not going to get faster, but we will improve your carrying and your catching skills because we do throw to you a lot. And we should probably improve... Oh, we can't improve your IQ. Your route running, I think, is fine for now. Let's just get your carrying up a little bit more. We definitely don't want you fumbling. So that's maxed out. And then we go for the power in the next one. So Bo Jackson's pretty much maxed out. And he can upgrade a few extra things, but he's pretty much maxed out. He's up to a 90 overall. Zach Crothers, are you going to get to be the starter or the backup? Ooh, his speed can go up all the way. He can get max out speed, which is kind of crazy good. You know what? I might even do that. I know it's a lot of skill points, but 97 speed. I'm going to save the... I'm not going to go up all the way on that. Let's get his hands up a little bit more. Having a 97 speed running back's really good. We'll get his awareness up a little bit. And his route running up. Okay, so he's a 79. That's probably good enough to start at backup running back. 97 speed, and he can go up even further. He's uncapped at speed, and he's only a freshman redshirt. So Zach Crothers, by the time he's done here, will have 99 speed, which is a huge. I don't know if I've ever had a 99 speed running back before. 97 speed's crazy good. That's a dynamic duo right there. I'm excited about that. He's going to start, regardless of if Nacho will go over him. He probably will go over him in overall, but Zach Crothers is going to be the backup. No doubt about it. So that's huge. But the rest of the guys I will go through. Actually, you know what? Ben Reed's got so many, I'll spend him here just so we can see how high of an overall he gets. He's completely uncapped except for 1 on the IQ and 1 on route running. But other than that, he's got 2 caps, basically. Other than that, he's completely uncapped. He can be fully speeded out, which is kind of insane. This guy's going to be a monster. Can I get... He can't get Platinum Cutter, which is a little bit annoying, but 50-50 is kind of big. Definitely want to work on that. Let's keep working on his ratings, though. I'll spend 1 in speed, get him up closer to 90 speed. His elusiveness, his route running can go up. His hands are already pretty good. His awareness can go up a little bit. Let me spend 1 more in quickness. Get his catching up a little bit. Get his route running up even more. 2 skill points left. Can we do anything else here? We can get downhill, I guess. All right, so 91 overall for Ben Reed, and he's only going to get better. He's, what, a sophomore redshirt? So he's only going to get better. He's now jumped to number 1, but Gervonta might pass him again, but Ben Reed... Both these guys are going to be freaks. We just know that. And Devontae Weeks is great too. So that is all I'm going to do for that until next episode. That's some good training, though. That is some really, really good training. I like what I see. Encourage transfers. Do we have too many players on roster? We have a lot of players on roster. Okay, so we got to cut some people. We got to be a little bit picky. Who's getting cut? Probably a running back, if I had to guess. None of the quarterbacks, I think, are going to get cut. Except for maybe Eric Chester. That 83 arm throw power is kind of brutal. So, and we have Tremaine Balaga, who's got elite dev. So I think I'm going to cut Eric Chester now that I think about it. So we're cut him. One of these running back has to go, and it's probably going to be Jacquez Wing. So he's gonna go. We brought in Storm Dubois. We're fine there. I'm gonna keep Damien Chosen. If I need to cut one extra guy, then I'll come back to him. Alan Wilbur, he's gonna be a better player once we give him his upgrades, so we don't have to worry about that. I think I'm gonna keep all these wide receivers. I know it seems like carrying a lot of wide receivers on roster, but few of them, at least Eakin's gonna take a red shirt this year. I don't think I'm gonna cut anybody else. Tight end, I think everybody's fine. We're probably good here. Do I want to cut Jalen Flint? No, I think he's got a good depth chart. Yeah, he's got star. He can develop. We got to cut somebody. We got to be more aggressive here. Got to cut somebody. 68 speed for Terrence Arden. I didn't see that. Probably got to cut you, dog. Sorry. 68 speed's not going to cut it. Defensive tackle, I think everybody's fine. I gotta be more picky. I gotta be more picky. I'm not finding anybody that I want to cut. All these guys are decent players. Maybe Floyd Rattay gets cut. We'll cut him because Lloyd Brink already is a higher overall than him as a freshman. We probably have to cut at least one corner. But I don't really want to cut Joel Springer. This is tricky. This is really, really tricky trying to figure out who we cut. We still need to cut 5 players, which seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. I think Damien Chosen does need to get out of here. I like Willie Harbor. Jalen Rasmussen is a solid enough player. I think I brought in too many wide receivers. Like Umanora and Ajabo, I probably didn't need to bring in both of them. I think if I would have brought in just Umanora, I would have been fine. I don't know. It's hard to choose. It's hard to figure out what I need to do. I got to cut 4 more people. 4 more people. Jalen Flint's not getting cut. I got to stop thinking about that. Javante Meadows, he probably never plays because we already have a freshman redshirt that's better than him, and he's got a better depth chart. So Javante Meadows gets cut. At center, we've got Marvin Kirksey, who probably never plays, so we cut him. Right guard is fine. Tackle's fine. Left edge, we need 2 more guys to get cut. 2 more guys. Garrison Fayad having 70 speed is brutal. Yeah. Sorry, Garrison, you're going to get cut. Who's the last guy? Who's lucky number 86 or 85, whatever it is? Probably a corner, but I like all these corners, man. I like Vi Harrison, even though he's a 77. I obviously like Joel Stringer a lot. He's a freshman redshirt. I can't cut any of these guys. I can't cut Solomon Coles. Do I cut a safety? Do I cut Ezekiel Malveaux? That might be who I cut because he's got 81 speed. These 2 guys are going to be better than by a mile in a minute. So I think even though he's an 82 overall, he's got 34 skill points. I think in the long run, these 2 guys are going to be better. So I'm going to cut Ezekiel Malveaux. That seems a little weird, but I'm going to do it. I needed to cut somebody. So we've got the roster down to 85. That is our final 85. The last thing we're going to do is promotion and relegation. So who is going up to the ACC? Probably Georgia Tech. It looks like they had a 10-win season. They're probably going back up. No, UAB had an 11-win season. UTSA had a 12-win season. They get the jump up to the American or the ACC. Congratulations to UTSA. Now, who goes down? Who had the worst season? A 3-win Memphis team probably is going to get the nod, although Stanford had a 3-win season. But Wake Forest had a 2-win season. Poor Wake Forest. So now we have Georgia Tech, Virginia, and Wake Forest all down from the ACC to the American. That's kind of crazy. And Memphis is playing up. Boston College is up. Oh, Boston College was always up, weren't they? No, maybe they weren't. I don't know. But now UTSA is up. So from the Big Ten, who's going down? It's going down. Indiana's a 4-win team. No wonder they had everybody transfer. The Spartans are a 4-win team. Okay, so it's a couple 4-win teams, and Michigan State actually has a lower overall, so they get the boot down to the MAC, which is kind of crazy to think about. But who's coming up in their spot? Who gets promotion? 1-win Ohio is kind of crazy. A 10-win, no, a 12-win Toledo team will come up. Congratulations to Toledo. Northern Iowa was already up here. They didn't do very well in the Big Ten, but they didn't do worse than Michigan State. So now we move to the Big 12. Who's going down to the Conference USA? 14 wins from Arizona State, by the way. 4-win BYU. Looks like BYU's going down. They're going to the Conference USA. And then coming up to the Big 12 is going to be maybe Iowa State. Yes, it looks like it's going to be Iowa State. All right, they get back up. Good job, Iowa State. And then for the Mountain West and the Pac-12, we didn't do that, so they don't get any promotion relegation. So the SEC and the Sun Belt. So who is going up from the Sun Belt? 10-win Marshall? 11-win, okay, a couple 11-win teams. So Kentucky, because they have the higher overall, they're going up. Back up. They get back to the SEC. Congratulations. Now, who's going down, though? Arkansas, maybe? Arkansas? Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, but it's Troy. No, I wanted it to be Arkansas, but Troy's got to go back down. That's too bad. They had too bad of a season. All right, you still got Vandy down there though, which is kind of crazy. They are still down there. A 1-win Georgia Southern team. All right, there's promotion relegation. So we are obviously in the SEC. So a new team that we would have to play would be Kentucky possibly, but Southern Miss is still here. I think we played Southern Miss this year, didn't we? It's still most of the normal teams that you would expect. But that is promotion and relegation for this next season. And we will move on to the post or the preseason for season 5, season 6, season 5, I think. I'm pretty sure it's season 5. And I'm very excited. I'm going to get the prospects all set up, the board, the schedule set up, and the depth chart, obviously, spend the skill points, do all that kind of stuff, all the basic cleanup work before we start the next season. I am super excited for the next season because I'm ready to get through to a new era. The Felix Coatney era will begin in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Sad day losing Joseph Vildor. How are we going to recover? I guess that's for the next episode to figure that out. So, see you in the next one. Peace.